Hi, folks. Joe Messino here with no Jamie Dorley. What happened to my partner in crime? Well, he had a little business to take care of in Florida this weekend. Huge seminar. And of course, you remember we told you all about it the last few weeks with Dr. Lisa Coach and Dr. Len Bransowitz, and of course, our fearless leader, Mr. Jamie Dorley. And they brought the house down in Tampa. And Jamie's on his way back today, so I'm going to have to just go solo here today. But it gives me a great opportunity to kind of elaborate on our February focus a little bit. Because, we told you early on that our February focus at Nutritional Frontiers was going to be weight loss. When the rest of the world was doing heart health, we were doing weight loss. And the reason was very simple. One of the most important aspects of heart health is to lose weight, specifically body fat, right? Body fat around the waist, the body fat around the heart. That's just a prescription for disaster. So we went with the cause of heart health declining instead of heart health by itself, which is kind of what we always do, is go for the cause instead of, racing for the cure. So, but on that topic, we decided later on in the month, we should expand it a little bit. And what's the best way to bundle heart health products with great weight loss products? Well, we didn't want to just throw some things together. So this is a very specific coupling of products because they work synergistically. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, synergistic combos from Nutritional Frontiers. Synergistic combos that will affect both weight loss and good heart health. Okay, let's talk about a few of the weight loss products. Now we have, of course, Pro Oranges was our Pro Color coupling that or product that went with the original bundle, right? Super Shake Vanilla, Pro Oranges, make that orange dreamsicle come true every morning, okay? Loaded with sustainable cellular energy nutrients. Berrytone was our next product, right? If you remember, Berrytone works very specifically on hormone balancing. Now, not those hormones, not testosterone and estrogen, but leptin and adiponectin. Those are hormones you don't hear about very often because those are the hormones that monitor and control both hunger and satiety. So, feeling hungry, feeling full. Those are hormonal issues. Didn't know that, do you? See, most people just think they have the cravings that just keep coming and coming, but there's actually a hormone connection. And then we talked about Garcinia being another product. Really excellent for weight loss. Why? Well, most people, when they're eating incorrectly or abusively, it's carbohydrates, right? And it's usually those simple carbohydrates, right? The ones that convert immediately to sugar, the ones that if they're not burned right when you ingest them or immediately after, what's going to happen to them? They're going to store as fat. Garcinia Cambogia is a fruit that yields a very specific nutrient called Hydroxycitric Acid, or HCA for short. Now, this is important because there's a specific enzyme that your body makes to take those carbohydrates, energy that you didn't use, and store it as a different type of energy to be used later. Problem is that later never comes because you're still too busy. Your body's still going to burn the ingested energy first. So HCA, hydroxycitric acid, it inhibits that enzyme. so that you cannot store those carbohydrates as fat. Great formula. Plus, the Garcinia has the most deficient trace mineral in our society, and that's chromium. Chromium's a trace mineral, but it plays a very huge role in insulin regulation in the body. Why? Well, when your body ingests food, it turns into glucose. Now, that glucose has to get into the cell, into the mitochondria, right? To be burned as energy. Now, in order for that to happen, you make insulin, another hormone. When you make that insulin, then it's going to drive it into the cell. However, the gatekeeper at the cell is chromium. It's got to open the cell wall up so that glucose, so that insulin can drive that glucose in. Now, if it doesn't open the door, it doesn't get in. Guess what your body does? It keeps making insulin. And that is one of the causes of insulin resistance, which leads to weight gain, which leads to poor heart health. And then tone and lean. Now, tone and lean is a simple ingredient. It's a single ingredient. What is it? Conjugated linoleic acid. Now, you've heard of essential fats, right? Essential fatty acids. And what everybody knows about essential fatty acids is EPA and DHA that come from fish primarily. Now, CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, is also an essential fat, but we don't hear about it very often. It does have a very important role, though, and that role is to ignite the body's fat burning process. Ignite it so it can be used as energy. And it always works best when you combine it with a good exercise program, specifically resistance training. Now, Pro Oranges, what are we going to couple it with? Well, that was easy, okay? Power fuel. Why? Well, Pro Oranges, as I said, provides nutrients that help create sustainable cellular energy. Cellular energy. Now, where does it come from? It comes from the mitochondria, right? And the mitochondria is the powerhouse, the furnace of the cell. Power fuel, here's a little known fact for you, was originally designed as a mitochondrial repair formula. Okay, so when you're working out, when you're exercising, you break down the mitochondria, you break down those cells before they can grow. They have to break down. You can accelerate that process with the nutrients in power fuel, D-ribose, CoQ10, malic acid specifically. And then, of course, we improved upon it and we added in some nitric oxide building nutrients like arginine and citrulline. And we also added in an electrolyte component. So if you are exercising, which you should be, and let's face it, a lot of us, dehydration is one of the biggest problems. And when you're dehydrated, you have mineral deficiencies. Well, we can take care of all of that just with power fuel. And of course, the flavor would go perfectly. It's a powder, it's lemon lime. Now, of course, it comes in two different flavors, but for this, the lemon lime couples perfectly with the orange flavor of the Pro Oranges. Now, what are we going to couple with Barytone? Well, my choice is Estro Cleanse. Now, why? Barytone balances two specific hormones, leptin, adiponectin. Estro Cleanse also balances two specific hormones, the ones that everybody talks about, testosterone and estrogen. Balances them, keeps that ratio where it should be of free testosterone to estrogen or estradiol specifically. And it also has some great anti-aging nutrients in resveratrol, curcumin, green tea. So, perfect combination to Barytone when we're talking about balancing hormones is Estro Cleanse. Then we had Garcinia. Now, what did I tell you about Garcinia? It inhibits a specific enzyme reaction. Well, the best enzyme, the most comprehensive enzyme to fulfill all of these amazing metabolic processes that enzymes do in the body is cytosine. It's so versatile. Folks, Cybezyme can be used as a comprehensive digestive enzyme, or it can be used as a proteolytic enzyme to increase healing or to promote healing if you take it away from food. Very versatile and the perfect combination with Garcinia. And then we have tonanline. So tonanline, well, it helps, it provides that CLA, right? Now that's a fat, an essential fat. And what does it do? It ignites your fat burning process for energy. Well, CardioStack is also about energy, heart health, energy. So you have CoQ10, you have DMG, and you have L-carnitine. Now, that combination is important because that combination is one of the combos that's used in the Dr. Stephen Sinatra protocol, the functional medicine guru for heart health. Why is it important? Well, L-carnitine, guess what it does? It actually helps convert fatty acids to energy. Beautiful. Works perfectly with tonanline, with CLA, conjugated linoleic acid that's going to help burn those fats as energy. And then you have the addition of the CoQ10 and the DMG, all sustainable cellular energy. And the heart requires energy. Heart health is all about energy. The perfect combinations. So let's recap. Pro oranges, sustainable energy. Okay, it has CoQ10 and DMG, both for cellular energy. And remember, when you add DMG to any other nutrient, you increase the uptake of that nutrient into the cell because it increases oxygen utilization. And when you increase oxygen utilization, you increase blood flow and you increase the delivery of nutrients into the cell. Oh, green coffee bean extract in the Pro Oranges. One of my favorite things, favorite nutrients, because it gives you all the benefit of coffee without any of the bad points. How does it do that? It provides two nutrients, caffeic and chlorogenic acids. The caffeic acid gives you the energy you would get from caffeine without the jitterness. And the chlorogenic acid helps with blood sugar. Perfect for this. And by the way, the green coffee bean extract is also a thermogenic, okay? It's going to get that engine ignited in the cell. And it has a patented researched form of ashwagandha. Why is that important? Well, this particular patented research trademark type of ashwagandha has done the research, has done the studies to show it's going to help in that same energy producing process and specifically help with building the upper body, the area around the heart. So why does Power Fuel couple so well? Well, D-ribose and CoQ10 duty here, guys, folks. You've got CoQ10 in both of these formulas. Then you add the D-ribose. Now, why is that D-ribose so important? D-ribose is a simple sugar. And on the surface, you might say, wow, we don't want that. But not that, not this one. Ribose, when it's ingested, is converted immediately to energy in the cell. Immediately. It is the single most powerful sugar you could ever take or ingest to get immediate energy. And it is in the cornerstone of the Sinatra protocol as well. And look at, we've got double duty on DMG. You can't get enough DMG, trust me. You know, the book that we have that's readily available, if you want Building Wellness with DMG, just call your rep at Nutritional Frontiers. We'll be glad to send you a copy. Written by the guru and the actual, you know, this is the father of DMG, Dr. Roger Kendall. So he wrote the book, and in it you'll have every explanation you need as to this miracle nutrient, the one we love, and it's in just about every one of our comprehensive formulas. No precursors. Well, what does that mean? Actually, that means nitric oxide precursors. Okay, you've got, see, nitric oxide is not something you can take. It's not a nutrient. It's a gas. It's something your body makes, but your body requires the necessary components to make nitric oxide. And that's what's in Power Fuel, two of the most powerful ones, and that is arginine and citrulline. And of course, the electrolytes. As I said, most people are mineral deficient, and if they're dehydrated, that just complicates the matter. If you are working out, if you are exercising, you need those minerals replenished. So there you have it, folks. That is a powerful combo, pun intended. All right, let's break this down a little more. Barytone, hormone balancing. Now here it is for you. I told you earlier, but I got it for you in black and white right here. Leptin, adiponectin. These are the hormones that are balanced, and primarily through this nutrient in barytone. Okay, there's actually two, African mango and the raspberry ketones. These are the nutrients that help balance those two specific hormones that regulate feeling hungry and feeling full. You ever notice how some people they're just always hungry? Or maybe they're eating and they just never seem to get full. It's partially a hormonal imbalance. And, it could also be due to the crap food they're eating. If they're eating crap food with no nutrient content, they're going to be nutritionally starved and never be satisfied. But let's just assume for a second they're eating good food. If there's this hormonal imbalance, it can affect feeling full. Cellular energy, there's that term again. I like to put in front of it sustainable cellular energy. Sustainable, which means it's completely different than a stimulant, which gives you a high and a crash. It's not going to happen with sustainable cellular energy that you're going to get from green coffee bean extract. We added green tea in there for good measure. These are powerful nutrients, folks. You'll feel the difference with these nutrients. And then, of course, there's some antioxidant support in barytone. This white mulberry and green tea are both powerful antioxidants. The EGCG component of green tea, this is what you really need, and it's in there. And it's been shown to be one of the most powerful antioxidants you can ingest. So Estro Cleanse, let's break that down a little bit more. How does it balance estrogen and testosterone? Well, not just once, not twice, but in 3 ways. This is the single most comprehensive formula on the market because many of them out there use this first nutrient, DIM, diindol methane. Some that go way back, remember that indole 3-carbinol was the first nutrient. Now, indole 3-carbinol, or I3C, goes through a metabolic process in the body, and it has to be broken down. It has to methylate. Guess what it breaks down to in the body? DIM, diindol methane. Okay, so now we put both of them in this formula to get the maximum benefit. Not one, but both. And then on top of that, we didn't settle for just 2 when we could have 3. And that is calcium diglucarate. Now, all 3 of these nutrients come from cruciferous vegetables. They're all from the same family, and they all have the same effect in the body. A great combo and powerful synergy. Oh, we got a little cellular energy in this one too, right? More green tea, and then we added, for good measure, resveratrol. Now, what is resveratrol, and why is it so important? Well, resveratrol it comes from the skin of the grape. Now, you've heard me probably talk about grape seed extract, for years, and I love it. It's still one of my most favorite ingredients. But resveratrol comes from the skin of the grape. Here's why it's important. You've heard of the French paradox, maybe, where they, in France, they drink a lot of wine and they seem to be able to eat a high-fat diet. They even smoke and they don't get heart disease. That's because their wine is organic, number one. And when wine is organic, it has the highest content of resveratrol from the skin of the grape. Here's how it works. When a grape is stressed from weather conditions or whatever, the resveratrol activates in the skin of the grape to protect the fruit. It prolongs the life of the fruit. So when we ingest resveratrol, it does the same thing. There's a gene, the sirtuin-1 gene in our body that is, the sole purpose is to keep our cells alive. to prevent premature death or apoptosis, to prevent senescence or mutation of the cell. Resveratrol is the most powerful nutrient for that aspect. Now, conventional grapes and conventional wine doesn't have the resveratrol. Why? Because the grape was never allowed to stress. It's sprayed, artificially protected. That's why it's not as health conscious as the ones that are organic. Okay. Now, we also have more antioxidant support. See, there's never just one, is there? Maybe, CLA is probably the only one in this group that is like that. But in here, we've got more green tea, tocotrienols, the vitamin E family, antioxidants, and isabi, which is a form of wasabi, which is also a very powerful antioxidant. Folks, it doesn't end. Now, Garcinia. I got to tell you, this is one of the original weight loss formulas and one of my all-time favorites. And the key component, as I told you earlier, hydroxycitric acid. I probably should have told you not to try and write it down, and I was going to give it to you later, but what the heck, you can write it down. You remember it better that way. Hydroxycitric acid, what does it do? It prevents ingested carbohydrates from storing as fat when they're not burned as energy. Okay? It inhibits this enzyme, that causes that. That's how it works. There's an enzyme, a very specific one, that is necessary for those carbs to be stored as fat. HCA prevents that from happening. And then we add in the glucose to make sure, the chromium, to make sure the glucose, this is live TV, folks. We add in the chromium to make sure the glucose can be injected into the mitochondria by insulin. Okay? Cybezyme. Well, provides, first of all, amylase, which is the enzyme to break down carbohydrates. As I said earlier, this is our most comprehensive enzyme formula, folks. So it's so comprehensive that, the basic enzymes, amylase, protease, lipase, fats, carbs, and proteins. Sorry. Come on, Phil, jump in any time over there when you see me hesitate. You have a little brain fog here. All right. But anyway, it has the three basic ones for the three basic food groups. But Cybezyme also has enzymes for lactose or dairy. It has an enzyme called cellulase to break down the plant fibers. It has enzymes for sugar. It also has an enzyme called DPP4, Roman numeral 4. And it is there to help us better process gluten, which is in all of those carbs that you're ingesting. And there you have it, black and white, invertase to break down and to separate the glucose and fructose so the body can absorb them. And there's the DPP4 to help process gluten. Powerful enzyme. And remember, Cybezyme can also be used as a proteolytic enzyme, and that means it will help the healing process of the body if you take it away from food. You take it with food, it's going to work as a digestive enzyme. Take it away from food a couple of hours, and you'll get that healing process that it provides. And we're down to tone and lean, conjugated linoleic acid, CLA. What does it do? It helps the body metabolize existing fat, reducing fat storage. Now you can break it down and use it as energy. But it works best when combined with an exercise program. It helps you to maintain good blood glucose and healthy cholesterol levels. Now, folks, you know me. If you know me at all, you know my feelings about cholesterol and the greatest medical myth of all time. Well, maybe up until the last 2 years. But anyhow, the cholesterol issue is never about how much your body makes. It's about what happens to it once it's there. If it turns to plaque, it's because you have an antioxidant deficiency. It oxidizes. That's when it becomes a problem. But CLA can help with that. And then cardio stack. Wow. Carnitine, L-carnitine, improves your tolerance for exercise. In other words, it helps you to not be as sore, recover faster, to using energy, using fat for energy. Okay, so it's a powerful energy nutrient. And let's face it, the heart is the organ that uses the most, needs the most energy out of any other part of your body. Even your brain sleeps. And if you're dreaming, if you got the double D's, if you're dreaming and drooling, like Jamie says, getting that good REM sleep, maybe, it's using some energy. But for the most part, the heart never stops using energy, folks. It needs it more than any other part of the body. And everything that you need for energy is in CardioStack: carnitine, CoQ10, and DMG. And let's not forget that one thing about DMG. If you know nothing else about DMG, make sure you know that it helps your body better utilize oxygen. And now more than ever, we need oxygen, okay, in the face of the oxygen destroyer. Well, folks, there you have it, the bundling. That's how we incorporate good heart health into weight loss for the month of February. This isn't something that should just happen in February. This is a baseline protocol you can use all year round. Mix it up, mix and match. That's the best way to do it. You don't eat the same foods every day, so mix and match your supplements as well. It's a great protocol, it's great bundling, and it's easy to do. All you got to do is get a hold of us at Nutritional Frontiers and make sure that you talk to your rep and say, I want to bundle some of these heart health weight loss products, because you can do it all this month, the month of February. Weight loss and heart health from Nutritional Frontiers. Well, I hope Jamie has a safe trip back. He's traveling today. You'll see us both again next Monday, folks. And this is The Holistic Truth, live every Monday with Jamie Dorley and yours truly, Joe Messino. We'll both be back next week, and we'll see you then. Stay healthy. Live long.